A championship looms in the balance. Craig DeLong and Stu Baylor coming into the second to last round of the season. Stu Baylor coming off a big win. Can he keep it going? Can Craig DeLong answer back? Again, the championship on the line. The Buckwheat 100 starts right here, right now on MAV TV.
Are you ready to go? GNCC Racing!
Well, hello and welcome to round number 11 of the 2023 Progressive Grand National Cross Country Racing Series presented by Specialized, your AMA National Championship. We're here in Newburgh West by God, Virginia for this, the Canati Tires Buckwheat 100. We begin, as always, with our Specialized race recap. We go back to a few weeks ago, and hey, the theme of the season, right? Mud, and, well, more mud. The Mountaineer, it was a gnarly race to say the least. Saw some great riding out of Craig DeLong early in this one. Craig and Stu, obviously your heavy favorites heading into the last few rounds. Of course, Ben Kelly still mathematically in this one. Needs a good race here today, but nonetheless, as we watch that recap, nice shot of Ricky Russell right there on the AmPro Yamaha doing his thing. Craig DeLong following suit through a gnarly section. Hats off to Lane Michael as well. Lane Michael having a pretty good day, but as the race wore on, Stu Baylor gets out in front and does the Stu Baylor thing, or at least tries to, and had some good success out there. There is no doubt about that. Picking the good line. There goes the 514 machine of Stu Baylor. Baylor heavy, if you will. Getting it done out in front, and how about it, Craig DeLong? Both guys tied in the point standing coming into that one. That explains the two reverse plates, but it was the 514 Rocky Mountain ATV MC T-Root Energy KTM grabbing the checkered flag and the win, and more importantly, carrying that points lead coming into today, the Buckwheat 100. And as we take a look at that, your top 10 again, Baylor, DeLong, Ricky Russell having a sensational day, Ben Kelly fourth, and Jordan Ashburn, the defending champ, rounding out the top 5.
Man, I'm feeling good. That was, you know, I really thought I could break Greg, and that was the intentions, and we were tit for tat. I mean, the passes for the lead, those, God, it was back and forth. I don't know how much you guys had on live feed or radios, but it was back and forth. Those last three, hell, the whole race, Craig and I, you could throw a blanket over us, and man, one mistake away was anyone's game. And you know, I put down a heater. I was sending it with 2 to go, and trying to put a gap on those guys, and I looked back and I was like, he's matching me, and I knew then it was gonna have to be something I was working for. And you know, I gotta say, I flat out, I expected it from Ben, but not Craig. Like, hats off to him, man. That kid's elevated it this summer, and you know, it's good to see the whole sport right now is a good place to be a fan. I said it before the race, it's a good time to be a fan because it's going to come down to the wire.
Well, we take a look at the point standings now with just 2 rounds remaining. With Stu Baylor with 208 on the season, Craig DeLong with a 203, and Ben Kelly still mathematically in this one, back in the 3 spot as far as the points are concerned. We fast forward to today. Here we go. 3 hours of racing. We'll condense it down into 30 minutes here on MAV TV, but off and rolling, the waving of the flag by Ricky Towery, and it is going to be Craig DeLong on that Rockstar Husky with the early lead. He's going to grab that hole shot. Ooh, and coming together, but Craig DeLong able to maintain and carry that lead into the woods. Stu Baylor about a middle of the pack start. We'll have to keep our eyes on it, but again, that is the 342 Rockstar Energy. Husqvarna of Craig DeLong out in front. Ricky Russell really kind of picking up where he left off in round 1. Strong start for him in the 2 spot, and got some. There was the 514 of Stu Baylor, again about middle of the pack. Saw Trevor Bollinger just behind him. Ben Kelly way back there, way back in the pack. So Ben going to have his work cut out for him today, as is Stu Baylor, if they want to get up there and get in a fight with Craig DeLong. And here we go for the XC2 class. Jockeying for position for the whole shot. XC2 class been a fun one to watch this season. Oh, riders going down right at the whole shot in turn number 2. Some of the heavy hitters in the XC2 class, obviously Liam Draper. He's got 3 wins under his belt this season. There he is leading the way. Into the woods is the 198 AM Pro Yamaha. Of course, Angus Reardon, he's got a win under his belt. Cody Barnes has got a win. Rui Barbosa, who was red hot early in the season, couple of wins for him. Of course, Mike Mikowski, Ryder Lafferty starting the season with back-to-back wins. Just been a stacked XC2 class here this season. Here we go with the FMF XC3, the 125 class, singing the song of our people, those 125s, nothing quite like it. And the 5-4-5, I believe, that is Sawyer Karatura grabbing that whole shot. And early lead aboard his Yamaha. Sawyer trying to make things happen. Back out front with the XC1 now. It is Craig DeLong leading the way. Ricky Russell in the 2 spot. Great start for him. Looks like Ben Kelly able to pick up a few positions. So again, XC1 continuing to jockey for position. Our riders will take a short break. We're going to get a word in from our sponsors, but it is that man right there, Craig DeLong on the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna with the early lead, the whole shot. Can he hang on and regain the points lead? We'll be right back after this. Broadcast of GNCC Racing on MAV TV is brought to you by Specialized. It's you, only faster. And RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready. Well, GNCC, more than just dirt bike racing, more than just ATV racing. We also have the EMTB series that runs with GNCC, and ooh, they had some fun in the rain. That has been the story of the entire season. Rain, and more rain. And matter of fact, our riders in EMTB, we actually had to take advantage of the makeup round due to some rain early in the season in Ohio at the John Penton. But nonetheless, hey, they do it with a smile on their face. And I got to tell you, if you've never been to a GNCC, if you've never raced in EMTB, I can't encourage you enough. Give it a shot. Give it a try. Look at that man right there. Charlie Mullins. He's half man, half machine. Absolutely sensational. I'm not saying go out and compete against guys like Charlie Mullins or Cypress Gorey, another heavy hitter in the XC1 Pro class. But there is maybe you can compete with those guys, but maybe you can't. Maybe you're like me. You need the big bore class. That's 200 pounds plus. Run out there in the big bore class with the big guys. We've got youth classes. There is a women's pro class. There's women's amateur. There is something for every level of rider in EMTB racing. It continues to make strides forward and continue to grow the sport. And how about it? Cypress Gorey just been sensational this season. And grabbing that win, or excuse me, Charlie Mullins grabbing the win. The mud's throwing me off. Again, story of the season, but no, Charlie Mullins grabs the win. And Cypress Gorey, still a solid day for him. And that championship will wrap up at Ironman in a few weeks in October. So here we go, back out front with the XC1 Pro class, and Craig DeLong leading the way. Craig kicking up a little dust, something we've really not had much of this year. But hey, you know what? Let's talk a little bit about Craig. Craig leading this one right now. Good 1-2-3 way battle out in front in this XC1. Craig doing a good job working that track. Let me make vision a little more difficult for the boys behind me. But Craig is a guy, he's got 2 wins under his belt this season. One of just a few riders to accomplish that. But more importantly, Craig had a win. His first win of the season came in Georgia. It was a rainy, muddy race. Comes out, grabs the win, and he backs it up at the Mason-Dixon, probably the first duster we've had all season. I mean, it was gnarly. Grabs the win there. So Craig said it himself, hey, I don't want to just be known as like that guy that can get a win in the mud. I feel like I can win in any conditions. He's proved that this season, and look at him go today at the Buckwheat 100, trying to put a gap between these guys in a good battle for the number 2 spot right there. Riders going back and forth, looking for opportunity Let's see if Ricky Russell can hold him off. There is Craig DeLong out in front. Ricky Russell in the number 2 spot. Doing a great job right there as the rest of the XC1 class comes through. And there was Stu Baylor. I should have kept track. I think he was about, we're going to call it 7th, 8th. Back in the pack, and Ben Kelly on the move as well. Evan Smith back there, the 347 machine. But Craig DeLong, man, he's been stellar all season in what has been a historical season in GNCC. We saw 7 different winners in the first 7 rounds of racing. Just unprecedented. And the big question was, hey, who's going to be the first guy to pick up 2 wins? Well, the answer was the 342 of Craig DeLong. Now Craig's got to go out there. He's got to get win number 3. He feels like at the last round where Stu Baylor grabbed the win, he said, I feel like it kind of got away from me. I had an opportunity right there in front of me to take a shot. Now, I don't mean that maliciously. It wasn't a dirty move or anything like that. But he had a chance to go at Stu with maybe an aggressive pass. We'll call it that, right? We're battling for a championship. It's all on the line, right? And he didn't take it. And I think he's, you know what? He's obviously had some time to kind of stew about that, pun intended, right? Stew about it with Stu Baylor. But nonetheless, coming out here swinging today and doing very, very well early to lead this thing. What an impressive start for Craig DeLong. And Stu Baylor continues to charge the 514 machine. But the clean bike out front, that's what it's all about. Race a track in front of you. You ain't got to worry about what's happening behind you. Ricky Russell doing a solid job keeping pace with him. And we'll keep our eyes on it and see. There goes Jordan Ashburn. And there is finally Stu Baylor rolling through right there. Stu maybe losing a little bit of time. Cowie Boy's going to catch up with him. Grant Baylor, Josh Strang, seen some great things out of both of those guys. But right now, your front 3 doing very well to keep pace out in front, put a little gap on them and the rest of the pack. Jordan Ashburn, the man on kind of an island by himself right now. That Magna 1 Motorsports Husqvarna sitting in the 4 spot. I think Jordan Ashburn finally knowing, and there goes Stu Baylor. Look at him charging right now. But again, Jordan Ashburn, the championship, hey, it's not going to happen this year, but you want to end on a high note. He was a champ for a reason last year. He was that man that was very consistent throughout the year. Craig has kind of had a almost mirror image of that. Great consistency, couple wins under his belt. Can he grab win number 3 in the points lead here today? We'll be right back after this. And welcome back to GNCC here on MAV TV. Watching round number 11 of 12. Just 2 rounds left. Well, we'll call it, 1.5 just about at this point. But Craig DeLong, a rider out there riding like he's got something to prove, and he does. He knows he is a contender. He knows the one man he's got to beat out there is named, well, Stu Baylor. And right now he is in control of this race as Stu continues to push, really pushing now. Stu Baylor, boy, little gap between him and those front 4. So Stu feeling the sense of urgency now, really, really pushing. Got those Kawasaki guys breathing down his neck. There goes Grant Baylor, and we saw Josh Strang out in front of him. Lyndon Snodgrass up into the ranks in the XC1 class as well. And here we go, watching the footage here from the Yamaha Skycam. And Stu Baylor back in 5th right now, continuing to try and catch these guys. Ooh, this is not good. This is not good. Stu Baylor, that is your rider right there. He is off the machine, and he is looking at that bike. Something wrong with the 514 machine, and you can't quite tell from here. But just, oh man, judging by the body language, right now, seconds or minutes, he's losing positions like crazy. And we're going to guess, okay, right now, Stu's going to be heading back to the pits. So the bike is running. And look at the body language of Stu Baylor. Stu Baylor is not a happy man right now. That rear end, not looking good. Stu puts a bike up on the stand. The team comes to talk to him. And look at the frustration. Holy smokes. That might be the championship right there for Stu Baylor. His wife, Jade, right there trying to help him get composed. But that is a man, you know what? Hey, you say what you want in that situation. But that's a man, all he's ever wanted is to be a national champion. And we're not certain the mechanical issue right now, but that may have been the 2023 season right there for him. Not taking anything away from Craig. Craig was out in front. It is out in front, I should say, having a sensational ride. I'm thinking if Craig wins today and Stu doesn't score any points, it still is going to come down to Ironman. However, it is going to be quite the uphill battle for Stu Baylor. We're back in the pits now. They're working on that machine. Let's see if they can get him going. And from what we understand, a shock bolt of all things. Man, that's a heartbreaker. Stu's got his work cut out for him. Right now, it is point salvage mode for Stu Baylor, and if you're Craig DeLong, go get that win. We'll be right back after this. This broadcast of GNCC Racing on MAV TV is brought to you by Specialized. It's you, only faster. And RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready. And welcome back to GNCC here on MAV TV. You're watching the Canati Tires Buckwheat 100. You are watching the 3-4-2 Rockstar Energy Husqvarna of Craig DeLong doing work out in front, trying to put himself in a good position heading into the last round of the Ironman GNCC to perhaps take the national championship. We'll see if he can hang on for it. Boy, but nonetheless, just great riding here today by the 3-4-2 machine. And if you're just joining us to give you an update, as Jordan Ashburn rolls by right there. Stu Baylor with some mechanical issues, had to go to the pits, and now it is point salvage mode. Stu has really just got to click off as many positions as possible to make that points gap as minimal as possible heading into the last round. Gonna have his work cut out for him, though. A lot of riders in between them. There goes Jordan Ashburn. And here comes Craig DeLong, the 342. He will be the first rider in 2023 to capture 3 wins. Little checkup from the neck up right there by Craig. It don't matter. He'll take the win. Bang! There it is. The checkered flag flies. And Craig DeLong, 3 wins under his belt in 2023 this season. And more importantly, the points lead. And how big will that points lead be? We don't know yet. We got to wait on Stu Baylor to come in. But that is a happy man right there. Craig DeLong, poised and ready and in a very, very good position heading into the last round.
Man, it feels awesome. Like, doesn't feel real, honestly. Just a storybook day, just start to finish. And man, it was an easy rider, and Ricky and man, they were riding good. I couldn't get away from them. I was trying hard, and man, they just stuck right to me. So I think Ryder had a crasher at the end, but congrats to him, man. He rode awesome, and same to Ricky. So it's unfortunate for Stu. I heard he had a problem, so you never want to hear that, especially with the two of us were battling back and forth, and Ironman, we're ready for a battle, and it'd be nice to, if we were going head to head, so it's a bummer to hear that, and but I did what I needed to do. I got out front, and I just rode my own race, and man, it feels good.
Well, again, a big congratulations to Craig DeLong on the win. There is Ricky Russell, the 212, checking in the Ampro Yamaha, and how about it for the wily veteran Josh Strang third?
Yeah, no, it was an epic track, but it was hard to push. We were riding really fast all day. I saw right on Craig most of the day. When we pit, Ryder got by me, and it was like when I tried to push a little more, I'd make mistakes, and it was just we were at that speed where we were almost at the limit. And last lap, I tried to make a pass on Ryder, and I went down, so Craig got away, and then I was trying to catch up and saw Ryder again, and he must have fell, and then Craig was gone. So pulled it in for second. I'm happy. Rode good all day, and I feel feel really good too. So can't complain. Just really got to thank my wife for coming and helping me this weekend, and my mom and dad back home, and Pro Yamaha FC suspension. We've really been testing, trying to make things dialed in, and really helped us out there today. So thank you all of our awesome sponsors.
Well, as we take a look at the top 10 again, DeLong, Russell, and Strang. That is 1, 2, and 3. Still waiting on Stu Baylor to check in as we check in with Josh Strang.
It's been a tough year. The track was fun, man. It was, you had to be patient. It was really hard back and slick, but no, I don't know, just it felt good today. I mean, I wish I would have got a little bit better start and been up front with the front guys because I think they had about 20 seconds on us all day. So yeah, it was fun. Made a couple of passes there right before the end, like, I don't know, a mile from the finish. So it makes it fun racing like that. You know, most of this year I've just been riding by myself. So to be able to battle and get on the podium, dude, I'm stoked.
Well, again, congratulations to our top 3 as we look at the point standings now. Stu Baylor finally checks in with a 19th OA. Now he will be 210 to 233 of Craig DeLong. Now, mathematically, Ben Kelly now out of the championship contention. It will come down between Craig DeLong and Stu Baylor at Ironman in a couple of weeks for the national championship. And obviously, the heavy favorite in that one will be the 3-4-2. If you're Stu Baylor, as we watch the Specialized race recap, if you're Stu Baylor, the goal is simple. You got to go out and win, and really what happens behind you happens behind you. You can't worry about it. An absolute heartbreaker for Stu. You don't want to see this happen to anybody, and it just seems like things like this continue to happen for Stu Baylor, and you hate to see it. And I'm going to defend my buddy Stu. The frustration, you can say what you want, you can laugh at it, but that's a man putting his heart on the line, and all of the emotion and all of the grit. You can never doubt Stu Baylor. That man, I can tell you right now, he's going to come out swinging at Ironman. And if nothing else, hey, he's going to come out and he's going to have some fun. He's going to party at Ironman. So I don't think Stu is going to change that about him. I don't think he should. I think that's how he should approach it. But let's talk about the man who won. Craig DeLong, the 3-4-2. First rider in 2023 to capture 3 wins. Will it turn into a national championship? Find out in a couple of weeks. This has been the Buckwheat 100, the Canati Tires Buckwheat 100. That's going to do it for now. I'm Mikey Waynes. We'll see you at the races.